Hey everyone, welcome back to the Weekly Reload, the show where I'm gone for 6 months, come back, apologize, and then I leave the next week. It's been a minute, huh? I don't know how long it's been, but all I can say is sorry. Sorry about that. I'll go in on that during the closing thoughts of this, but for now, Merry Christmas, everyone. I plan to have an episode out after Christmas, but I never got around to it, and so, 6 days later, and now it's the new year. So happy New Year as well. Uh, I was planning to record this episode last night, and then I never did. I never did. And then I came to today. I woke up at like 12:47, something like that, and I was planning to just stay in bed all day. Honestly, I was planning to stay in bed, and then I got a email from somebody um, who watches the Weekly Reload, and they just asked if I was still gonna upload and whatnot. And I felt bad because I've had this Weekly Reload drafted up on several different pieces of paper for the last or like 8 different pieces of paper for the last couple months, and I just haven't gotten around to it for some reason. But here I am, and we got a couple letters today. Let's go into the first one. Most human lives aren't remembered, and eventually completely forgotten. And it scares me knowing no one will remember anything about you, doomed to be forgotten as someone who has done nothing. And so, if that's the case, would it matter if I were to die? And to that, all I can say is you kind of answered your own question, man. Um, kind of like you said it yourself. Most human lives will be completely forgotten. You said that yourself, bro. I'm gonna be forgotten. I know that for sure. I'm not gonna accomplish anything too grand. 1,000 years from now, if humans are even still around, even the greats in our history books are gonna be forgotten, right? That history will probably be lost to time. There are so many people in history uh, that just haven't made the books. The people around you that you see on a daily basis won't be remembered. Your family, you, my family, me, uh, the random Joe you passed on the street while doing whatever the other day, he won't be remembered. Nobody's gonna be remembered, man. What matters really is just making the best impression and making the most memories with those around you right now. Instead of worrying about who's gonna be remembered 70 years from now when we're all decrepit old men who are on life support in the fucking hospital somewhere. Um, we're not gonna be worried about it because I don't know, we'll be too ridden with dementia. But no, man, it's listen, bro, and the way you type and everything like that. This also applies to your next question: is would it matter if I were to die? Of course, it matters if you were to die, bro. The way you send these messages, the grammar you use, the way you type, it kind of like implies to me that you're a younger guy. You're probably younger than me. I'm 19, turning 20 this year. Jesus Christ, somebody put me out of my misery. Um, but I've turned into an unk. But listen, man, you're probably younger than me, and I know I've got a lot of life left to live. And if you're younger than me, that means you've got even more than me. You've got so much life to do with as you please. And so, you've also got a lot of time to get out of this mental state that you're in. I understand that life is it's scary because, what is after life? It's nothing in my eyes, at least. I don't think there's anything. I think it's just eternal nothingness. You don't think you're alive, you don't think you're dead. Um, but everybody's gonna be completely forgotten, man. And whether that be 100 years from now or when the sun explodes and destroys our entire Earth. Well, no, I guess our Earth would be destroyed before that. But still, I digress. Same difference. Everything is gonna be forgotten eventually. Just live your life now, man. Live your life in the now. Do something that you love. Find something that you like, and it'll all be good. Our next one is I feel sorry. I feel useless. My family tells me I'm doing good, but it never feels like that. And I feel bad about feeling bad because I know other people have it worse. And I shouldn't feel so sad. But then I just feel worse, and I don't really know what to do. I just don't like myself. I get that. D1 self hater here. I hate myself, and when I was trying to do some research for this video and find a way to respond to this, I came across a quote, which is maybe a little corny, but it reads something like, "Love yourself for what you are, and don't hate yourself for what you aren't." Right? you just got to find that part of you that you actually enjoy about yourself, and feeding into that self-hatred. I mean, there's some people that use self-hatred as a motivator to do better in life. I've tried that. Oh God, I've tried that, but every time I put myself down, I get put down. I feel bad, and it just doesn't motivate me to do better. Um, Positive reinforcement is a thing that is very, very nice to have, and you can give that to yourself. Other people can give that to you. It sounds like your parents are trying to give it to you, but you don't believe them. Maybe you should just take it at face value, dude. And if you really aren't doing that good, talk to them about it. You know what I mean? Like, how could they, if you're not doing good and they think you're doing good, how could they know you're doing bad if you're always like holed up in your own little world and you don't talk to them? I've suffered from this problem too. Okay, I've had depression probably my entire um, teenage life, and I don't know if my parents even realize. Right? Like, I've never opened up to them about it, and I think it's been worse for me overall to not talk to them about it and to just keep it inside. It really just depends on the type of person you are. Um, if you I mean shit, if you can if you can do that, I mean sure, man, but yeah, you really gotta just like talk to them. Uh, Self-loathing is not a good thing. Um, you should try your best to just love yourself instead of feeling bad about yourself and hating yourself and just to try finding one thing you like about yourself. I've tried that, couldn't really do it, but I haven't really tried about it. I haven't really thought too hard about it. Sorry. Um, and as for I know other people have it worse, and I shouldn't feel so sad, but then I just feel worse. Listen, man. Everybody has issues in their life. You could be you could be a billionaire with $9 gazillion to your name, and you could still be depressed, and you could still deserve to be depressed, man. You don't have to feel bad about feeling sad. Sadness is an emotion that humans share equally, man. You could be the cream of the crop and feel sad. You could be in the ditches and feel sad. You could be in a nice, comfy home and feel sad. And it just because somebody might be doing worse than you or might be in a worse position than you, it doesn't make that any less real, man. Uh, you deserve to feel sad. You deserve to feel happy. You deserve to feel everything you feel in your own personal life. Who cares about some other guy in some other country? They might be doing worse, but you're doing bad anyways. You can't just like you gotta care about yourself, man. Um, don't feel bad about feeling bad, and just try to feel happy, man. Try to make yourself feel happy with, and if you really can't get that thought out of your mind, feel happy with what you do have. You know what I mean? But that anyway, that's that. I guess I'll go on to the question of the week. So I had a question of the week last time, which was, would you be immortal? And I was gonna say like, ah, no, because then it's just you forget your whole life, whatever. But I got a new one. Do you guys have any New Year's resolutions? I myself do not. I don't like a New Year's resolution. I feel like a New Year's resolution puts too much pressure on some rudimentary goal that you selected with minimal thought behind it. And if you fail it, you're just gonna feel bad about yourself, and it puts a whole lot of pressure on something maybe you don't even want to do a couple months down the line. Um, and I don't have any. I don't have a New Year's resolution. I set up a whiteboard of mine with a bunch of goals that I want to accomplish. But I wouldn't call them New Year's resolutions. Well, maybe they are, but I'm not gonna call them that because it feels bad to call them that. I don't like calling it New Year's resolutions for some reason. It's just a fucking weird thing about me. But yeah, I set up a goal board with a couple ultimatums, one good one bad one. So one if I fail on my goals, which I won't go into, and one if I complete all my goals, which I also won't go into. But I just set up goals. I wouldn't call them resolutions because I think that puts unnecessary pressure on it, and I would feel worse if I failed a New Year's resolution rather than just a goal. But yeah, that's my thoughts on New Year's resolutions. I don't really like them that much. Um, and now I guess I'll put my closing thoughts and try to wrap up this recording. I think it's not as long as the other ones, but sorry guys, I'm sorry. I have been gone for a while and I don't really have an excuse. I'm not gonna try to make an excuse. I'm also not going to make a promise about uploading every week. I know it's called the weekly reload, but it's certainly not very weekly right now. I have a goal that I wrote down, which is to make one weekly reload at least every 2 weeks. So it might become the bi-weekly reload, but hopefully I can keep that up. I'll try to do every week. I can't promise it. I won't promise it. But we'll see. It's still the first day of the new year, so hopefully, hopefully we can make something happen there. If you guys have any letters you want to send in for me to respond to, you can go to my email or the Google form. Both are in the description. And I guess I'll just end it now. I don't have anything else to say. All right. For the ninth time, I believe, I'm the Weekly Reload. Sorry for being gone so long, and I'll see you next week.